DFS Show with John Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, FA Nation? John Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS Playbook Preview Show, where we look at the Friday 7-game main slate. James, all week long, they have included the 10 p.m. games on the main slate. It has resulted in some very large slates, very widespread slates as well, and had us, staying up late waiting for lineup news. Before we went and recorded today, I was like, oh man, Nikola Jokic already ruled out. Jamal Murray, questionable. We got the Grizzlies on this, teams that are going to be, and then you're like, don't worry, John. No 10 p.m. games on the DraftKings slate. Don't got to worry about it. Just makes our lives a little bit easier, makes your lives at home a little bit easier. If you want to go then play the 3-game 10 p.m. slate, I'm sure DraftKings can will have something available for you then.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
It's already out. They do.
But we don't have to worry about it. We also did get some major news already for this slate. The Thunder, ruling out Jalen Williams and Lou Dort already. Philly, we know those guys that are already out. Could have the return of Amen Thompson. I guess we'll see.
He's probable.
Will have the return of Amen Thompson.
Yep.
R.I.P. my Jalen Green run that he was having there. Maybe not. Maybe he'll stay. Yeah, we zooming in, zooming out. Where we go? There we go.
There we are.
We're not really here to see the baby face, but we like to.
Dude, babyface no more. I don't even get it from Bender. Bender doesn't even provide me with the babyface stuff anymore because I have this well-kept beard now.
You're a grizzled vet now. So
grizzled vet, yeah.
So yeah, like I said, there's going to be a lot to talk about. Jaylen Brown already out. Boston gets Utah. Utah continues to be sort of a nightmare with their rotations. We'll have no idea until tomorrow who they're in or out. They are the last game.
They did rule Markkanen out.
Yes,
we do know
Laurie already out. So we'll see if anything else comes from that. Charlotte's on a back-to-back. LaMelo probably sits as he's been sitting on these back-to-backs here. So again, news to pay attention to. SGA, Tatum, and Cade, your 4 top price guys up over $10,000. This is a slate that starts at 7 p.m. and then the rest of the games are basically 8 p.m. or later. Orlando, Washington is that first game. And you and I sometimes talk about ignoring that game, right?
Yeah.
But
oh boy.
But Caden Banchero, or not Caden Banchero, Banchero rather, going up against Washington here has been out of his mind. So we'll have to decide whether or not we actually want to lock in a play on the Orlando side in this Washington matchup or not. At the point guard position, though, we have SGA and Cade up over $10,000. Again, we're expecting LaMelo to sit here for the sake of the back-to-back. On this slate, do you find yourself looking to spend up for SGA in this Charlotte matchup, or do you go Cade at 10-4 against Dallas?
If you had to guess, John, what the total or what the spread of Charlotte OKC at the current moment is, what would you guess?
15.5.
You are far too low.
Too low?
Far too low.
19.5.
19.5.
Wow.
Is the spread on this game.
Wow.
Easily the biggest of the year. That's the biggest of the year. I don't even think it's close.
Yeah, for sure. That also likely take into account that LaMelo.
Yeah.
Those guys probably aren't playing,
No, none of them are playing. The fighting Yusuf Nurkic tomorrow. Yeah. Who probably could
he's getting 14 minutes anyways.
Who might or DMPs or they just don't play him, right? Hard pressed. I'm not the blowout guy.
Yeah.
This team just blew the doors off Philly without their 4 best players. Or Chet played and that was it. And Jalen Williams had his second triple-double of the year and
Aaron Wiggins did the things.
Aaron Wiggins did the thing. Isaiah Joe did the thing. They all did the thing. And so if you play SGA because he will be lower owned than you get him probably all year long, and that game stays close enough to where you get full run of SGA, then yeah, you might have a GPP winner. I prefer Cade Cunningham I'll tell you that. Once again, just showing that he's matchup proof because that game was disgusting. We told you not to play it.
Just
you only play it in tournaments, please, or else you will not have a fun time. And it largely was true, except if you played like Cade and Bam.
Yeah.
Because those two players were really good. And now he has Dallas, who can't defend. It's going to be a really tough thing for them. Like, I assume they probably put PJ Washington and Najee Marshall on Cade. That would probably be the best suited.
He's still 6'8", so
still six. He is as big as the two guys playing small forward and power forward for Dallas. So yeah, I prefer Cade to SGA. Obviously, in large field stuff, if you're playing multiple lineups, you want to get a share of SGA, you can. But it's Cade for me in like all single entry cash and all that good stuff.
James, I have a question for you.
All right, I potentially have an answer.
$8,800 Quentin Grimes. Is he too expensive to put into your lineups? Coming off of 28, 2, 5, and 3, 43 fantasy points against San Antonio, worst defensive team in the NBA for the last month.
I mean, dude, they lost by 33. They scored 100 points, and he didn't play the fourth quarter or much of it, and he still got you there.
Played 32 minutes and 3+ quarters. Took 21 shots.
If he does not win Player of the Month, it's a crime against humanity. Yeah, I mean, they already ruled everybody out. There's no Maxey, there's no Oubre, there's no Drummond. They're all out again. He's been unbelievable.
It's not just the volume; he's also making the shots.
Everything. He's making everything.
Right?
Making everything. Getting to the foul line is everything. Defensive numbers. I mean, who knows if that's we're obviously like he's due for a goose egg in that category. But like, what if he goose eggs and scores 40? I mean, but it doesn't matter because he has like 3 40-point games in this.
I know.
Like it's. Yeah, I would pay it. I said it the other day to you, and I'll say it again. I can't believe we're here, but we're here, right?
We're here.
We're here. It just kind of is what it is.
$8,800 Quentin Grimes, possibly too cheap. Possibly too cheap. Philly with nobody on the floor, only a 5-point road dog here too. By the way, 239.5. Quentin Grimes just keeping them into ATS relevancy there. So you got that. You have Boston again. No Jaylen Brown already. Derek White, 77. I'm still probably not off of Jalen Green, but Amen Thompson back certainly, I think, plays a factor into that.
Yeah.
You have Castle on the other side there. You have the Utah guards. Butler was super popular at 63. Dinwiddie, as you correctly projected, was basically a must play the other day because they only had 8 players. What's the magic ball look like here for Dallas in this matchup?
Brandon Williams probable.
Okay.
Kessler Edwards in his final game of his 2A status. So I guess in theory they could not dress him because they would have the available bodies with or without him. Because Clay is playing. So I guess like wait and see on the Clay stuff, but Najee, PJ, Clay, Dinwiddie, Williams, Christie, Jones, Edwards, Hardy, Powell. So they could have 10 guys. Jaden Hardy was apparently limited, and he only played the 24 minutes. So, but I don't know what they're going to do. Like they started Brandon Williams before the injury. So I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I'd assume we're not going to see 42 minutes out of Dinwiddie again because Williams is back. But I guess they have 10 active. They could. I know he's listed probable. They could also decide to not dress him in this game because they have 10 active and they have Jaden Hardy back playing 24 plus minutes. So if there is a scenario that we get and Brandon Williams doesn't play, then I'd have interest. But I do think with Clay and Jaden Hardy back, I think it's harder to get to Dinwiddie at this price. We had that one game, Spencer. We'll never forget it. Thank you for that. Thank you for that one game.
Yeah, I agree with you. Obviously trying to figure out where these minutes go. Plus, as you talked about last show as well, while we picked on San Antonio for having like the worst defense, Detroit has the best defense during that time frame. So
yep.
Difficult necessarily to go there. The Boston, Peyton Pritchard, guys like that, they haven't really come through in the spots that we've expected them to lately. No Jaylen Brown. I don't think anybody's going to play a $6,100 Peyton Pritchard. It is Utah. If there was a spot again where he's getting closer to Oregon, so like maybe he feels, getting comfortable at home. I don't know, but he's 61 there. Drew Holiday, 55. DiVincenzo, get the Washington plays. Charlotte values all down here ish. They're 5K. They're not free. Boz 5K. Where do we go? Value point guard.
I love that you're just like Peyton Pritchard needs to be on the West Coast in order to play well.
Or play a West Coast team, maybe. I don't know.
That's hilarious. I'd probably play Pritchard at 6,100. No JB. I know Tatum's off the injury report, but I would probably get there. This should be a route. We could, even if it's not, like he plays 30 minutes when one of these guys is out, right? Played 30 minutes in Brooklyn, both games. That's kind of what happens anytime someone's out. So I like Pritchard. Same thing goes for Derek White. Like I could see myself getting Derek White. Want to just comment on the Washington stuff, John? Exactly what we thought would happen happened. They played like 11 guys. And Jordan Poole played one shift in the second half and didn't return. So can't trust Washington anymore. They are added into that bucket of teams that we can't reliably trust, and they're going to be super weird about everything. I like Drew. Drew's been really good, John. I mean, this is the best stretch of Drew's season, which is a good timing for Boston because gearing up for the postseason, you want Drew Holiday to be this good. I mean, he has been really good on both ends of the floor. I don't know if I'm going to get there 55, but if he's going to keep playing 35, 35, 38, 38 minutes, I feel like it's got to at least be in consideration here.
Yeah, they're gearing them up like we talked about, right? They're getting ready for the playoffs of these guys here. Boston not playing Saturday, so no real worries about front ends of back-to-backs here. Either. Hardy obviously was good if they don't have Williams. He only played 24 minutes. They said he was going to be limited, but he had 24 actual in that game. Maybe an increase in minutes for him second go around.
I assume that's what happened with PJ, right? They gave PJ like infinite minutes second time around. They played him like 32 and then infinite. I would say it'd be hard to play him if Williams plays, but I'd be, because Clay is also active in this game.
All right. Anything else here?
You mentioned Baugh. I mean, he is 5K. He has been good per minute when he gets extended. I don't hate it. Same thing with Nick Smith. I don't hate it. I saw you flash Alvarado on the screen. He started that game. He wasn't great, but it is worth mentioning that he started. AJ Johnson also started, was good. The 28 minutes wasn't the best, but he did close the game. So the one starter that closed for Washington was AJ Johnson. Take that for what it's worth, right? Casey Wallace probably starts here if he plays. I would play Casey Wallace if he plays at 4,300. He's also a guy that gets some blowout run as well. So only in a scenario that Casey Wallace starts.
And Chris Paul love?
Yeah, he's fine. Chris Paul's been good the last couple games. And, as long as we don't find out San Antonio's packing it in, right? And they're just ready to go home. If we're going to keep getting Mamu and Did you see the whole thing with Flava Flav after the game?
No.
So apparently they're friends, which is a very funny, interesting crossover.
So like 40-year different age gap there?
It's a very interesting crossover. But after the game, Flava Flav stormed the court, and while Mama was doing the interview, and by the way, getting MVP chance,
34 points in 19 minutes will do that for you.
He's the first person to ever do it on the shooting that he did, and he was 7 for 7 from 3 and 12 of 13 from the floor. He's the first person to ever do it, and he was being mauled by Flava Flav while being interviewed, and it was an incredibly interesting
I can only
dynamic. Imagine. Yeah.
Well, shooting guard gets us not NAW, but the other guy that's on that team, Anthony Edwards. Against Pelicans, good spot for him. Just played him, right? Played a competitive game. Played 38 minutes. He had 47.5 fantasy points there.
He's on one, dude. If he's gonna take 17 and 20 free throws a night, what happens when he starts making shots? I mean, he's gonna score 50 actual. So, but yeah, I am very bullish on Anthony Edwards versus New Orleans.
Again, Wagner's 86. They don't move his price tag. We've kind of talked about this for a while. Like, he's not paying it off, so can't play it.
It's been the whole second half.
Yeah.
This isn't like a small sample anymore. It's just been the second half of the year.
They've just forgotten to adjust him, I guess.
Yep.
Again, I still would probably look at Jalen Green, but it's not really the matchup on this slate that I'd be looking to go to against Miami. They're just like, You talked Derek White already. You have McCollum here. What's the mid range for you, I guess?
I don't have much interest here. I think McCollum at 71 is fine with no Trey Murphy. But this is clearly a Zion spot. They have nothing for Zion. We saw that the other night. I think like Castle is fine. Only played 27 minutes. Was really good in that time, but obviously you want to see more than 27 minutes. Pritchard, can't trust anything Utah. We've been down that road before. I would probably give Dante DiVincenzo a look. This is a tough position. Isaiah Joe would be in play if Cason Wallace doesn't play, because you also factor in no Lou Dort. I would assume we get a lot of Isaiah Joe in that, possibly even starting if there's no Cason Wallace. So at 4,600, I would like Isaiah Joe. I know SGA is there and Chet's there, but I still think that would be a viable approach.
Sure.
Possibly. Lonnie Walker back here at $4,400. Lonnie Walker, if he's starting, he's coming off a concussion. So like, if he's cleared, which he's probable to play, if Lonnie Walker's in the starting lineup, we'd probably give Lonnie Walker a consideration. They did not have Jeff Doughton available the other day because he's on his two-way and he's running out. If they do that again and Lonnie Walker just slides into his minutes, I mean, I would play Lonnie Walker at $4,400. I
agree. He's been fantastic. Seth Curry had started that game the other day when everybody sat. Of course, hit 6 of 11, 4 of 6 from 3. If he was starting again, would you give him a look?
I probably wouldn't, because at the same price, Colby Jones exists, and he played another 26 minutes, closed this game, played the final 16 minutes of the game, and he just has better eligibility. And I think in no scenario would you see him benched, right? Like, if they're going to keep doing this,
I have no idea, honestly.
Well, it's fair. It's fair. But, like, he has now closed in back-to-back games, and they've done this weird thing like the Raptors, right? They're starting these guys and then not extending them. So
he was also like really good in one game and really bad in another. So
sure. I'm not sitting here saying that he's like this core play of mine, but I do think that it's 25 minutes, right? Like, he's now done that in back-to-back games. He's closed in back-to-back games. I'm not saying this is the best spot, but shooting guard, small forward at 3,900, I don't hate it.
All right. Small forward position. Tatum is 11K. You mentioned though Zion, them having no answer for him. He played 30 minutes. I wouldn't ignore Tatum by himself against Utah either. I think, obviously there's, when I say by himself, I really mean just no Jaylen Brown, but the ceiling for him against Utah is pretty high,
Yes.
but we're not even at power forward yet, and there's a power forward we definitely want to discuss. So, Tatum and Zion, sure. Yep. Can get there.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly, I don't really love the Tatum price, if I'm being honest.
I agree. No, I agree. You're paying for the ultimate ceiling game out of him right at this.
Like, he's obviously capable of doing this against Utah. He's capable of putting up the Lakers game against Utah without Jaylen. He's capable of it. I'm just also pointing out, like, 11K. It's if you get there, no Jaylen, and he goes for 70, neither of us would be like, wow, did you see Tatum went for 70? I'm shocked.
I feel like I just want to bet his assist prop again.
Yeah, that also is a good take. I like that take.
Just dish it out and let everybody else make shots around him.
Yep.
So you had Najee, played a whole boatload of minutes. Probably Clay back though. Washington in, Kai Jones. There's 3 forward spots, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if he plays 40 minutes anymore.
Yeah, they have a pretty healthy team.
All things considered. Yeah. When does Anthony Davis come back?
That
I know.
Did you hear the reports?
I did. They don't want him to, and he's like, "Nah, man."
He's like, "I'm playing. What do you say? What do you say to that?
You play him.
You have to play him, right?
You have to play him. Again, a lot of these guys cross over. You have Vassell, Jaden McDaniels. Would you play Aaron Wiggins again here? No Jalen Williams, no Lou Dort.
In a scenario that he is starting. Okay. But it's also, they are getting that one dude back.
Yeah.
The one, he has 3 letters, and
they just don't play him anymore, I guess.
Oh, no, he's gone.
Didn't even see the floor.
No, he had straight DMP.
He straight up DMP. Guy, thank you for your service. DMP.
You won us too many games, DMP.
DMP.
You know what? He got a contract. You know what? If anything out of this year, he got a contract out of it. So
it's fair. Ricky Council's 4,900. 1 for 11. Didn't play well that game. Keldon, we like playing. Justin Edwards is there. I guess we'll see what happens again with Lonnie Walker. Jaime Jaquez. 20 minutes again.
Yeah, he sucked, but the minutes were good.
What do you do now?
Pray. No, I mean, he actually didn't start this game, which I found interesting. He came off the bench, which
pretty damn good.
Pretty good. That I think is definitely fine. Jalen Martin at 3,500 played the minutes again. We had talked about him on the pre-show. Didn't start, but he played 31 minutes. They're getting Middleton back. They have no Kispert. They've already ruled out Marcus Smart. So I assume Jalen Martin's going to have a pretty sizable role off the bench.
Got 20 minutes out of the other Champagne.
Yeah, Julian, he did like all of that production in like a small pocket, and I was like, oh man, he's cooking.
We won't chase the Baylor Shireman game.
He did, but he barely played in that game.
So not gonna chase it. Anything else?
It's power forward we go.
Okay, power forward we go. Paolo Banchero, $9,900 against Washington. Feels like a spot we want to finally play some Banchero here, because he was doing it in spots we hadn't played him in. So
he's been good, dude. He looks like the guy that was the guy before the injury.
Yep.
Took a long time to get to be the guy again, but he looks excellent. Excellent.
Quick price ramp up because he's been good. Now you get him at peak pricing, $9,900, but I'd still definitely play here.
Yes, I would absolutely Absolutely.
It's a good day.
It's a great day to be great.
All right, so we got Banchero. Bridges we're out on. He probably won't. He might not even play in this game.
If he does,
solo Bridges we saw was phenomenal, but it is against the Thunder here.
Well, I was going to ask, in a scenario Bridges plays, we assume, because the assumption is correct, not to like toot our own horn, but it's just going to be what it's going to be. No Mark Williams, no LaMelo. Do you play Bridges and possibly just like run it back with SGA because you think this game could stay competitive, or do you think it just has no chance of happening?
I don't think, but even games that they were losing, he played kind of big minutes in earlier this year.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, he was so good, but I just don't think he's gonna be that good right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You're right. No, you're not wrong. I'm just asking because I don't know.
I'd rather run it back with PJ and see if he can have a good whole game like he had a fourth quarter for us here.
Dude, he was only good in the second and fourth quarter of this game. He basically didn't play the other two quarters. Like all this production was just him in those 2 quarters. But I would, for the record, go back to PJ as well. 100%.
I'm just had to do a double take on my phone. Ben Mathurin had 28 points and 16 rebounds tonight.
Yeah.
That is an insane stat line for Ben Mathurin. So
Ben Mathurin, very good. The best random rebounder in the NBA. I say it because he might have 1 rebound tomorrow or the next day they play, and then he'll have 16. Yeah. Can't believe 80% of the field didn't play that guy.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Again, PJ, really good for 2 quarters. We'll see if he can be good for a full game here against Detroit or not.
Yep.
You're always a Julius Randle stan. I think he sucks. Fantasy production hasn't been there. Tari Eason at 64.
Do you think he goes back to the bench?
I guess so.
Because they are committed to the Amin Thompson.
I mean, what else would they do here? Van Vliet, Green,
Ben Şengün.
They're
not benching Dylan Brooks. It's just not happening.
Yeah.
That has like basically been Udoka just wants Dylan Brooks because he's Dylan Brooks. He's just gonna annoy everybody.
Limited here then.
Tari.
You're not gonna go back to playing Tari 20 minutes.
Şengün. I mean, I'm assuming Amin's limited off rip.
Sure.
Van Vliet could be limited. You could cut. I mean, there's an option.
We talk about this all the time. They need to make a trade because they're too good.
Yeah, Devin Booker is the perfect trade partner.
They
get their picks back, Phoenix, and you got to go out and get
20 and 10 a night for the last 4 games.
I am not gonna fight you on the Tari Eason front. I'm just telling you that they're going to like just kind of.
So Keyshawn's back in this game too.
Yeah, but like. Why did they only play like Bub Carrington 22 minutes and Vukcevic, who started 20 minutes? Like they didn't play any of them after their third quarter shift. So like maybe Keyshawn dodges that, but
I think it also just him being active cuts into the Jalen Martins and the.
That's fair. That's also fair.
Other guys we talked about.
It's a good point.
Toby's good at 55. I just like the price, and he's been steady.
Yep.
Yabu again, limited, hard to get there.
Sohan started and played 38 minutes against the Knicks.
I know.
If he starts again,
if he starts,
I would go there.
Give me the minutes. I feel like, but again, like that rotation is very inconsistent at times.
Sure.
Again, Keldon just playing the mid-20s like he usually does. If he has a good scoring night, there you go. He had 10 rebounds randomly. 4,700.
There he is.
What did Brissett do?
I can't believe that you just did that.
What did Chuma Okeke do?
I can't believe
Chuma Okeke played 37 minutes.
He did. And he's probably going to again unless it's 10 days up.
Shout out Justin Fensterman. Chuma Okeke.
I messaged. So Fensty is a big Chipotle guy.
Yeah.
So he messaged me on this night about they have a new chicken at Chipotle.
Okay.
So he knows that I'm a big Chipotle guy.
Yeah.
So he messaged me and I said, dude, on the same night that Chuma Okeke goes for a monster double-double, you decide to message me about Chipotle. The stars have aligned.
Yeah.
Shout out to Fensty. This is absolutely one of our guys. But
Yeah.
I mean, dude, if they're gonna limit everyone but Quentin Grimes is not included anymore, and Yabusele is getting limited,
Yeah.
I'd play Chuma Okeke.
I agree.
But you literally are just intentionally skipping over
Henrik
it.
Williams played 24
You
minutes.
are such an a-hole. Just click him already.
Mamu played 19 minutes. He had 34 actual points.
First time ever that has happened.
He's probably
in the history of the game.
He's probably earned another minute or two.
The first time in the history of the game that has happened. That line that you're looking at right there.
I mean, not even Boban did this, huh? You know?
Yeah, but I think Boban took 7 threes a year. He took 7, even 7 for 7. And I'll pay him some homage for this game. Sandro Mamu Kelashvili deserves the recognition for the last name, okay?
We'll put him on the cover of the show.
No, we won't.
No,
we won't.
JT Thor got minutes, 30 of them actually.
Shout out JT Thor. Can't believe you're still in the NBA.
That's it. Moore Jr. probably plays.
Yeah, he probably does. He probably plays a bunch. If they ruled everybody out, I would play Wendell. Yeah.
Center. Şengün, Mark Williams probably doesn't play. Bam, other side. Zinger was really good, but everybody was out. You have Tatum back.
Yep.
8,200 for him.
Agreed on the
Duran, 67. Sar, 67.
Sar looked great again, but they limited his minutes again.
I know. 41 fantasy points.
I mean, he is this is like when Anthony Davis was playing 24 minutes a night for the Pelicans back in the day when he was asking to be traded, and you were like, would you play him now? I'm like, nope. Goes for another like 50. Would you play him now?
Like, nope. And we did that with like Cousins as well. When Cousins was with the Kings or the Rockets or whoever it was, where they were just playing him 22 minutes a night. And I'm like, you sure? Because he could go for 40 tonight. Mark Cousins.
I'm like, nope, I wouldn't.
This guy only plays 28 minutes anyways.
Yep.
Dallas is still a good matchup for him, even with Kai Jones.
Yeah, I think it's a really good spot.
We probably have to play Kai Jones though, right? 5,100.
He looked great. He's looked great. These are his 2 highest scoring games of his career.
I'm sure. It's the only games he's played.
I would for sure.
5,100 bucks. I get the 24 minutes. You probably want more, but it still had a double there.
Still a double. Yeah, I would for sure play it.
I don't know what else you'd play here. What else would you play? Hardenstein?
Oh boy. The Naz Reid played a lot of minutes the other day. He played over Randall. Hardenstein looks great. Doesn't need a lot of time. It's so crazy to me how good Oklahoma City is, dude. That they just have this dude who has 2 triple doubles that DMPs for 3 games, and then comes in and he's just like, nah, I'm good.
Vuk was good in his 21 minutes.
They started him. I don't think they will here, but
now with George back.
Yves Missi the production's been up and down, but he was good.
He's at least looks like a little stable, right? 5 straight games at least 20. So
yeah, the minutes have been solid. I don't think there's anything else unless not
unless people get ruled out.
Unless there's more rule outs, right? But I don't necessarily see anything.
So what was the center we were gonna play? Washington, just plug
Is
him
there
in
a power? I
center.
was gonna say, is there a power forward that we can just plug into center? Kai Jones, 51.
Yeah, we'll do Kai. We talked about that one. I like Kai. That's fine.
He's cheap.
Yeah,
At the
Kai,
very least, he's cheap.
Bancaro. And then can we double it up? Be a 5K a play with Cade, Bancaro, and Kai. You probably have that somewhere here.
We could also. Oh, we could also. They just have so many guys. I don't know what to do with Dallas now. They have too many guys now.
Too many.
Okeki.
You think he's Isaiah Joe?
All this Washington crap. Yeah, Isaiah Joe's didn't play. Definitely more.
Lonnie Walker.
Yeah, Lonnie Walker 44 should play.
The
Washington stuff should be fine. Like some of this, like the ancillary stuff. I don't know. You know.
Sure.
No Marcus Smart.
Yeah. You think Chuma? Or does Chuma get knocked out with Lonnie back?
Yeah.
Bruce Brown's good. 54 guard forward util.
54. Chris Paul, 46.
Okay. 57.
I mean, if we wanted to play like two Spurs, Sohan is also like pretty cheap, or like anything Charlotte related, just knowing that they're going to bench all these guys. But Charlotte just isn't even cheap. Like even what's his name is too expensive.
Yeah. Would you rather Butler or Dinwiddie?
Butler or Dinwiddie?
Again, they got blown out, so he played 24.
Neither. I don't love Butler. I didn't love Butler the other day. I kind of,
Well, if we go the stars and scrub approach with Cade and Bancaro, we obviously don't have to. Cunningham, Walker, Brown, Bancaro, Kai Jones, Paul, Sohan, and Dinwiddie with $200 left over. If you had to pick one to cut, Bancaro or Cade, which one would it be?
Cade, but I'm not happy about it.
I'm not happy about it either, but you just play like Grimes.
Yeah, we play Grimes. Ooh.
8K? Gets us back to PJ?
Yeah, that was nice.
Grimes, Walker, Brown, Bancaro, Kai Jones, Chris Paul, Sohan, and Washington. Example lineups. We'll be back live at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Hopefully some injury news will come across for us, give us a little bit more clarity, maybe give us some more value. But we'll have it all here for you. We appreciate you tuning in. Hit that like, that share, that subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section. Grinding out. We'll talk to you throughout the day. Until that 5 p.m. live stream, we'll see you then.